Hello everyone, this is Master Brad from Valari's Martial Arts in Somerville, and I am very glad that you are able to watch my video, and I hope that you get something useful out of it. This is my mat chat of the week, by the way, and this week we're going to be discussing etiquette. So a few weeks ago we discussed etiquette in that talking about what it is, why it's useful. Etiquette, of course, is our general rules of behavior and, how we act based on where we are and who's around, or at least how we're expected to act based on where we are and who's around. So what I want to talk about etiquette, what I want to talk about today having to do with etiquette is why it's important, and where it can lead us. So etiquette, of course, is about how we treat people, how we treat the places we go to, how we act in those places. Okay, and from where I stand, where I am right now, what I believe is it's important to treat people well, including yourself, because you are also a person. Right? I'm a person, you're a person, we're all people, and I believe treating people well is important. What I always say in my classes, especially with my kids, is the way we treat people has to do with who we are, not who they are. Right? I treat people the way I treat people because of who I am, because of my own character. How I treat other people has nothing to do with their behaviors or their characters. And I think that sometimes we lose that. People react to the way other people behave, and they lose themselves. They're not acting like themselves anymore because they're reacting to something somebody else may have done or said. And so I feel when we start to keep ourselves in mind and what our behavior really is and who we really are, then we can react accordingly, or not react, but respond accordingly. So, of course, the difference between reacting and responding, reacting is, it happens, bam, and then you react. There's not much thought involved. There's always some kind of a thought. No action can happen without a thought. But a response is a thoughtful thing. You think first, you assess, you judge what you think the right way to respond is, and then you do that. And that's the proper way to respond to things. So in thinking about etiquette, when we respond in these ways, then, we bring it back to our own behaviors and what we're about so that we respond appropriately instead of reacting rashly or harshly. So I want you to think about when we think about etiquette, or when we respond, when things happen, and we treat people the way we treat people. Again, because of who we are, not because of who they are, right? It's important to treat people well because, we treat people well for them, but we also treat people well for us. How we behave towards other people, the words we use towards other people, they affect us as much as they affect the other people. So to make yourself healthy, to keep your own spirit in good spirits, keep your own mood up, it's better to treat people well. Again, including yourself. What's going to happen if you walk around and you treat people poorly all day long? You walk around with a poor attitude. You're going to be miserable. They're going to be miserable. Everybody's going to be miserable. Okay? Now, it helps to keep in mind, a thing to think about is wherever you go, whatever you do, you're affecting people. You're affecting yourself, you're affecting all the people around, right? And when you think about how you want to affect people, think about the overall. Do you want to affect people in a negative way, or do you want to affect people in a positive way? How you act around people, how you behave around people is going to affect people. So treat people well, and you affect people in a good way. They'll have a lasting impression, maybe better their day. If you treat people poorly, you're going to ruin their day, and it'll end up ruining your day. So just think about that. And of course, I don't say that because I assume that the people watching these videos are treating people poorly. Just bringing to mind some awareness of how we act on a day-to-day basis, awareness of the way we treat other people, the way we treat ourselves. It's important to treat yourself as well as you treat other people, and vice versa. There should be a balance there. Nobody is better than anybody else. Nobody is more important than anybody else. So, of course, we should all be important to ourselves. We're number one. You got to take care of yourself first so that you have what you need to take care of other people. That doesn't mean that you treat yourself, act or think of yourself as better than other people. You just, you're the one you have to look out for. You are your responsibility. And then, there may be other people that are your responsibility. If you're a parent, your children are your responsibility. If you're a teacher, your students are your responsibility, at least while they're in your presence. So it's important to have etiquette. It's important to show etiquette, because then, especially when you're an adult that's responsible for children, you're teaching them by your behaviors. Trust me on this. Children learn by what you do far more than they learn by what you say. This attitude that some people have of do as I say, not as I do, does not work with kids. It may work in the moment, but as they grow, they're learning by watching you more than they are by listening to you. Even when they're auditory people, even if most of the way they learn is by by hearing things, they're still paying more attention to your actions than they are to your words. So how you treat other people, how you treat yourself, how you treat them, the children that are in your life, if you're responsible for children. And if you are a child, how you treat your friends, how you treat the adults in your life, how you treat yourself. Again, I'm always going to come back to how you treat yourself, because I think that it's not taught enough, it's not thought about enough, we don't talk about it enough. And it's so very important to treat yourself with respect, with love, with dignity. When you do that, you teach other people how to treat you. And that comes back to the same etiquettes. When you follow the etiquettes that are expected in the places you go, then you're showing respect for yourself. You're showing respect for the place that you're at. You're showing respect for the people who are in the place, the people who own the place, the people who run the place. And that's going to teach all of the people around the same things. You're be influencing them one way or another. So, as I said earlier, you can either influence them negatively and show them that maybe you can get away with treating people poorly, or you can influence them positively by showing them that, people get along better when you treat them well. And you're happier when you treat them well. So keep in mind how you're affecting people. As you walk through your day, how are you affecting the people around you? How are you affecting yourself? How are you, how's your mood? How are you talking to people? How are you following the rules that are in the places that you're at? Are you, all of those things. So important. I can't stress it enough that it's important to keep in mind how you affect people. There's been a study done that even the most introvert people, even the most introverted people who barely go out of their house, will influence or affect tens of thousands of people in their lifetime, just by the few times they leave their house and see people. You have no idea how much what you're doing might affect the people around you, just by seeing what you're doing. It's an amazing thing how many people that you can influence. And when you focus on it, when you plan to affect people in a way that's positive, you're going to have so much bigger of an effect and so much better of an effect. So keep that in mind and think about how you're treating people as you go through your day. And that's my Matt Chat on etiquette. Thank you very much for joining me. Hi, Jackie. And if you like this, if you think that this was useful for you, please like and share. We could always use the help. And I will see you next week. Again, my name is Master Brad from Valari's Martial Arts in Somerville, Mass. Thank you for joining me. See you next week. Bye-bye.